Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's DJ Brian Jew and you're listening to The Drive-In on TBS efm 101.3 FM. It's Wednesday morning again, the middle of the week. And the day that seems to kind of drag on, you know, the middle always seems that way. But for the next hour, that's not going to happen here on The Drive-In because you're listening to me. I'm going to entertain you for the next hour here on The Drive-In like I always do. And we're going to start today's show off with a song from the 1999 film Runaway Bride. Yes, I just tongue twister right there. Runaway Bride. And this film starred Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. Sound familiar, those two actors? Yes. It's a reminder of how well they worked together in the movie Pretty Woman. And that's why they got together for this film as well. And Julia Roberts plays a woman who has been engaged many times but keeps breaking off the engagement at the last minute. Meaning she has a long list of ex-fiancés. But then Richard Gere steps in. But will he be the man that can actually make her go through the whole marriage, whatever you call it? Anyways, here's Martina McBride with I Love You from the Runaway Bride original soundtrack. Welcome back to The Drive-In. We're on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and the surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. And I'm your host, the go-to guy for the hour, Brian Jew. And we always like to hear from our listeners, so here's a few ways to get in contact with us. You can call us at the studio at 02-778-1013. Send us a text at #1013 for a charge of $51. That'll be charged to your smartphone bill, of course. Or you can send us an email at efmdrivein@gmail.com. Or you can simply tweet us at efmdrivein and leave us a message on our webpage as well. That's tbsefm.soul.kr. Scroll down and the program list will say The Drive-In at the bottom. Find that, click it, write whatever you want. And make sure the requests that you have are from a TV show or from a movie. Remember that always. That's what we're all about here at The Drive-In. Right now we have some Twitter comments right now. We have one from Ong Ni. She goes, Brian, I love you. Do you love me? Aw, of course I love you. You know what? I know who you are. You were here on my birthday for the birthday event. You were here many times. And you're always so supportive and loving and caring. You're like family to me, so thank you so much. Also, we have one from Keiko. She said, good morning, Brian. I want to request song Cinema Paradiso soundtrack, Toto and Alfredo. It's my favorite movie. Well, keep that in mind. Like I said, just keep sending in requests, and that gives us ideas for new songs for the future, for, future days for the drive-in. Also, Nini Lent, she wrote, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great morning and staying warm. Yes, that's one of the things that we're trying to do here in Korea because it's actually snowing right now. I was on my way here earlier. It was just like light snow, but right now it's actually getting thicker and thicker, and it's going to slowly start sticking to the ground again, and I'm just sick of snow now. Snow is only good during Christmas, that season, because you get that, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, but it's over! Bring the spring on! Our producer actually really likes it. She's like, I love it when it snows outside. I get sentimental. She doesn't really have that accent, but I don't know why I did that. Anyways, thank you guys for all the Twitter comments. But now it's time for the scene of the day. Cheesy Movies Day, number 3. As you guys know, all this week we've been doing cheesy movies for the scene of the day. On Monday we had Samuel L. Jackson complaining about some monkey fighting snakes from this Monday through Friday plane. Yes, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go online and look that up. And on Tuesday, we had Superman fixing the Great Wall of China with his Wall of China vision. Yes, I didn't know Superman had that power. Well, it's Wednesday, and the movie today that we chose is just as cheesy. Now, this movie should not have been cheesy. And some of you might not agree with me at all about the whole cheesiness, but come on. Let's get real. 2001's Pearl Harbor. That was not the greatest film ever. Yes, I understand they wanted to do like a Titanic thing with the whole love scene and everything, but you got to keep the, the drama of actual war in the background, realistic, but they made it like the love scene was more important. And, if you remember in Saving Private Ryan that came out in 1998, the next few years a whole slew of World War II movies came out. They tried to make it seem like it's like the love story is more important and the war scenes were just the backdrop. I don't get it. I don't know why they did that. And they only focus on the characters. Well, they tried to do that with this film as well, ending up focusing on the love triangle way more than the war itself. And it probably didn't help having Ben Affleck in the film, who was very, I didn't really believe him as a World War II fighter pilot, to be honest. He's been doing films like Chasing Amy, Armageddon, so I feel like the directors and the casting directors really needed him, because of his stardom, not because of his dramatic acting skills. Anyways, enough of me talking. Let's see why this scene is so cheesy. Check it out. Oh my gosh. Now, if I had a cheesy-o-meter, that'd be like 5 cheesy, I guess, squishes. I don't know how I do that. But in this scene, Rafe brings some champagne to hit on the nurse, and he ends up hitting himself with the cork in his own nose. First of all, that's just a clumsy little mistake. But honestly, ladies, does that line would that work for you guys? You're so beautiful, it hurts.
It's your nose that hurts.
No, it's my heart.
And then I kissed him.
Yeah, whatever. That's never gonna work. Only because it's a movie. That's beyond cheesy. I'm sorry. That is a little bit too cheesy. And, my heart hurts. It's my heart, literally. You just busted your nose open with a cork, and you're saying your heart hurts? Be real. If you just shot yourself with a cork in your nose, of course your nose is gonna hurt. You're bleeding, dude. Not your heart. Your nose is bleeding. Anyways, I think the biggest problem with this film, more than the story itself, was a bad choice of director. I'm not saying Michael Bay is a bad director. Trust me, he's a great director for the right type of film. But for this film, it wasn't really his thing. Since it's Michael Bay, you would think that when Ben Affleck hit himself with a cork, that his head would have exploded. That's totally Michael Bay stylish. Not just the cork, boop, and a little bit of blood coming out. I'm talking about boop, and like another war happens on Ben Affleck's nose. Anyways, even this movie was cheesy. It has some great songs. And the next song we're going to play for you guys is a great song from the film. This is Faith Hill with There You'll Be. Once again, that was There You'll Be by Faith Hill from the Pearl Harbor original soundtrack. Yes, it's a good song. Like I said, the movie itself is cheesy, but the song was great. And I have a Twitter comment saying that one of our listeners swears that she's heard us play this more than 3 times. But, you got to remember, if you listen to like the pop radio stations in the States or other countries, they play the same song every 15 minutes. Like when I was in LA, they played Gangnam Style literally 20 times in one day. So for us to play 3 times out of the whole time we've been doing this program, that's not a bad idea, especially if the song's good. But if you play Gangnam Style 20 times a day, it gets a little annoying. Not saying I don't like the song, it's just if it's overplayed, it gets in your head and it gets stuck there. Anyways, back to my show. It's Wednesday here on The Drive-In, and normally we would have Musical Wednesdays. But Friday we got a little special event that's going to go on. I'm not going to get into details about that, but if you're curious, you guys have to tune in. So instead of Now Playing Fridays, today Eugene will come in after intermission, do Behind the Screen, and we're going to have Now Playing Wednesdays today. Not Musical Wednesdays, but Now Playing Wednesdays. So for you guys who are looking forward to Musical Wednesdays, sorry, you're going to have to wait till next week. This week, we're going to have Now Playing Wednesdays. So that's after intermission, so stick around for that. But also, like I said, Friday, we have a special thing coming on. We're going to have a few guests, not just one, but a few guests come on. And it's going to be a fun event, so you guys have to listen and tune in. Alrighty? So right now, we have some Twitter comments. We have one from Mila. Oh, new listener, I guess. She said, I wish I didn't have class and I would be able to listen. Have a great show today, Brian G Music. Thank you very much, Mila. Or if it's Mila. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Serena Chong wrote, alright, I love the song. Been requested the song before and now played again. Thanks. Well, there you go. Yes, we play great songs here on The Drive-In. That's our job here. We have from Keiko. She said, 금요일이니 너무 궁금해요. 저 꼭 들게요. Yes. She's saying that she's really curious about this Friday. Yes. Stick around on Friday to find out what's going to go on Friday. But right now we have the next song request. And the next song request is from Hyang-ok from the 2008 film Step Up 2. And this film was called Step Up to the Streets. The streets, because they were dancing on the streets. They were kind of urban. And that's what the urban crews did back then. They dance on the street. And they still do it too right now. And this film takes place in the 410. The 410, not the 310, because the 310 is L.A. And we're talking about Baltimore, Maryland, y'all. What? And Baltimore never gets much respect in movies, as you know. I mean, they even talk about Jersey a lot more than Baltimore movies. And they're also New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, even Seattle and Detroit get tons more films set there than Baltimore. So, I think I know why our writer chose this movie, because Baltimore is not where he's from, but he's from Maryland. And of course, he wants to get his area, give his area a shout out. But guess what, Eugene? This is my show. So, any more shout outs to your area, I'm just gonna leave it blank. I'm not gonna say anything. Just joking. I love Eugene. There's nothing but love here at The Drive-In. Anyways, here's a song, Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. A song about New York. from this film, set in a teeny tiny Baltimore, of course. And if you see Baltimore, it's a real city where Jay-Z would be singing about instead of New York City, because it's, it's urban. You got the dances going on, break dancing, b-boying, crunking, crumping. I don't know what you want to talk about. But anyways, here's Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. Check it out. Welcome back to the drive-in. Now it's time for Behind the Screen with Eugene.
Yeah, and he's not alone. He's not with John Bobbitt. He's with The Hobbit. All right.
I saw that you wrote that and you still messed it up.
I know. I tried to rhyme it. It's a really old reference, actually, to the John Bobbitt. I don't think anyone would remember him, actually.
A lot of people remember John Bobbitt.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very famous story. We won't go into detail exactly what happened to him here, but,
But there's so many other words that rhyme with Hobbit, you could have used everything. Anything else.
Like what? What rhymes with Hobbit?
A knobbit?
What's a knobbit? Never heard of that. Okay. Habit? No, I guess.
Yeah, habit.
Habit and Hobbit. Yeah, kind of. All right, first off, before we started, I wanted to thank you very much for inviting everyone to that party you had last week and Friday night. I was there with Olivia, and of course my wife was there too. And I can just want to say you are a great dancer. You put me to shame. Seriously.
Thank you.
No, I mean
I feel
wife.
like someone paid you to say this.
No, definitely not. After the concert, of course, we went to that club that was upstairs.
The same building, yes.
The same building, and the music was playing, and I started dancing, and my wife was like, "You got to stop dancing. You are embarrassing yourself."
Your wife actually told you to stop?
Yeah, she was like, "You just saw Brian, knock the house down, and you're gonna dance like a cheesy white man." She was saying to me, basically.
She said that to you? Aww.
Yeah, well, it's true. I'm not a very good dancer. I was very not coordinated.
No, I believe that everyone's a great dancer. Mm-hmm. You have to let the inner dancer come out.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering about your dancing. Were you always a good dancer, or did you have to practice a lot? I mean, obviously you practice so much.
I mean, with choreography, everybody has to practice. You don't just pick it up by looking at it once, but for me, dancing and singing and anything on stage was one of those things that I always liked to do.
Okay.
I'd always
was
go
it
to
something
school
that
dances.
came naturally to you?
I think a lot of things that you're good at in life, you have to naturally know how to do it somewhat, and then just get better at it by keep working at it. But for me, literally, Valentine's school dances and any kind of school dances, I'd go there, and me and my friends would have, I wouldn't say battles and showdowns, but I mean, I'd be the one doing the whole grinding on the girls, or going up to dudes and trying to do backflips in the cafeteria or the gym.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I think we should get into the movie news today, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, so first one, did you like the Jurassic Park movies?
I actually only remember the first one.
You only remember the first one?
I saw number 2, but I don't remember this actual plot.
Okay, well, number 2, most people don't remember the plot, but a lot of people saw it, because it was the best movie of that year, actually, and it opened on a weekend that was the most record-breaking weekend in movie history. Right, so it was a really good movie. Then it actually went up to Jurassic Park 3, which a lot of people didn't see, but
that I don't remember at all.
They are now planning to make Jurassic Park 4, which will be in theaters in 2014.
Wait.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 4.
Yeah, I'm thinking in 2014, if they come out with the Jurassic Park 4, basically with the technology and all the CG nowadays, these dinosaurs are going to look legit. They're going to look real.
Well, we don't know what the actual dinosaurs looked like because we don't see any of them with skin. We just see their bones,
they're not going to look cartoonish.
Well, yeah, definitely. There is a little bit of a problem, though, because scientists now say that the Velociraptor, which was the biggest dinosaur in the first one,
Jurassic Park 1.
They think the Velociraptor now had feathers.
What?
Well, that's what scientists say.
It's going to be like a dinosaur peacock.
So they don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to show it with the feathers, or are they going to go with what they showed in Jurassic Park 1 with, just the reptilian skin? So it's kind of interesting to see what they're going to do here. I'd like to see all the same actors again, but I'm probably we won't see. Maybe Jeff Goldblum will be in there, but I don't.
Who's the other main guy from Jurassic Park 1? Sam something. Samuel. He usually plays
British
bad
guy.
Guys. Yeah.
The British guy.
The British guy.
Yes, the British guy.
I want to read this one Twitter comment. BFFJ Walker Asiatic said, Eugene fails at rhyming again. Keep trying though. LOL. Oh.
Well, thank you.
He didn't fail.
I didn't fail.
He wrote it down because he wanted to remember it. It's just that he started it off wrong.
See, you don't realize that behind the screen rhymes perfectly with Eugene, and then I got to come up with something. I can't just say we're having fun with Brian every week, right? I mean, come on.
You could try other things.
Yeah, so that's why I tried other things
Say,
like The
I'm
Hobbit.
vibing with Brian. See?
That doesn't rhyme.
Vibing. Brian.
Brian. Your name's not Brybin,
No, vibing.
Okay.
Brian. All it has to do is end. Last thing has an N word.
All right, maybe.
Look at rappers. They don't always make sense.
We were talking about British people a few seconds ago,
Yes,
right?
we were.
So I wanted to talk more about the Golden Globes, which happened a few days ago.
Okay.
The British people did really well in the Golden Globes.
I love how you segregate the British people.
No, I mean, usually the Golden Globes, a lot of the American filmmakers and actors.
For Hollywood films.
Yeah. They get all the fame, but on this one, the British had a pretty good outing. Adele, she won for, the song Skyfall, of course.
Skyfall, yes.
And then there was Dame Maggie Smith and actor Damon Lewis. They all collected their Golden Globe Award, and that's really good. So, I think that in the future, that means that people are going to watch more and more British movies and British-made movies and songs by British people for movies. So,
Either that or there's a lot of TV shows in America right now that I just assume that a lot of the actors are from the States or Canada because of their accents.
Yeah.
But, and then if you actually see the commentaries and the interviews behind the scenes stuff, you see them like, when I got casted for this role, and you're like, wow, this person from America, amazing. And they have this amazing, they get rid of their accents perfectly. Somebody who did that I would never have expected was British is the guy who plays Batman, Christian Bale, right? Christian Bale's from... Yeah, he has an accent when he's not playing Batman. Holy, I didn't know that. Or the John Connor from the Terminator. He's like, you can hear it when there's one thing on the internet where he's screaming at somebody who got in the way of the scene. I heard that one, but I didn't hear an accent. Said, don't you have any idea? Something like that, right? Oh. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I want to read some quotes. When Adele won her award, she said, "Oh my God," repeatedly, and she took the stage with her co-writer Paul Epworth, and she said, "I'd like to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press. I never thought I'd ever say that." So that's kind of like a, backhanded compliment, I guess. Because, no one's ever going to thank Hollywood, she said. Yeah. And then, Damian Lewis dedicated his win for Best Actor in a Television Drama to his mother. He said, "I'd like to dedicate this to me mum, looking down on me, bursting with pride, telling everyone around her how well her son is doing in acting." You need to work on your accent. All right, and also, one more thing. Hugh Jackman also won an award. But... he actually wanted to say, people don't know that he's British. They think he's Australian, actually, but he has a British passport. So what he said is, I'm British. I have a British passport. It is a duty of the realm. So the Brits did very well. Yes. Hugh Jackman's another actor who is a perfect one that actually gets rid of his accents. Yeah, definitely. In a lot of his movies. Right. But I don't think he was actually raised in Britain, so it's kind of a cop-out. I guess he saw all the other Brits win and he's like, well, today I won't be Australian. I'll be British. Yeah. So it's like me going to China if there's an award show. Today I won't be Korean, I'll be Chinese. Maybe you could. Do you have a Chinese passport? Ni hao. Ni hao. Okay. Well, let's listen to a song before we go into the next part. Here's Adele with Skyfall. Once again, that was Skyfall by Adele from the Skyfall original soundtrack. Yay! Let's go, British people. Yeah, I really love that song. No matter how many times I hear it, it was a good song, good movie. Yes. Really excellent. Yes, and we're going to read some Twitter comments right now from the listeners. Ongni wrote, "Congrats to Adele in the movie Skyfall for Golden Globe Award in Best Original Song." That's a pretty good accent. Thank you. Shall I try one? I want to get casted for a British movie as an Asian. All right, next we've got Mayanne who said, "I'm very sorry, I didn't mean to say it out loud, but I like hearing the same songs over and over again. Sorry, B, I actually like you played it." You know what's funny, though? Right now, the producer of the show wrote, "Stop doing that, come on here," on the screen. But guess what? This is my show, PD. You want me to stop? You gotta come in here. I will cut you. Oh my goodness. Brian's moving his head around on his neck. I'm doing my urban neck thing. Yeah. Also, we have one from Ebony. She said, "Brian's British voice versus Eugene's British voice." Yay, Brian won. Sorry, Eugene. Keep trying. Again. Okay. You're rhyming, your British voice. What's going on, Eugene? I don't know. It's just not my day, I guess. And you're dancing? Yeah. Well, I guess that means Brian's so much better than me in every single way. You guys don't know. Eugene has superpowers. Yeah. He can walk through a wall. Really? I've never done that before. No, I don't know. I'm just imagining you could. That would be interesting. Or if I could climb up a wall like Spider-Man or something. But let's go into Now Playing Wednesday. This is the first Now Playing Wednesday, and the movie I choose today is Cloud Atlas. All right, I need to question you about this movie. Okay. I didn't see it yet. I'm going to see it. Yeah. But you and Jason B said that I should definitely go see this movie. Yes, you should. Then I recently met a friend who said this movie was the worst movie ever made in the world. That's what she said. Yeah. Well, so I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's very difficult. Well, see,
I've talked to a lot of people, and people either really, really, really love this, or they really, really, really hate it. You know, it's either one or the other. But let me talk about what the movie's about first, and then I'll explain to you why. You know, because I'm kind of on the fence on something about the movie. But
I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying I'm hearing different opinions. So
okay, I really love the movie, but basically what it's about, there's 6 different stories, and they're all set in 6 different eras. Right?
Okay.
So the first one is in the 1800s, and the last one is like 300 or 400 years in the future. Okay, but all of them, they have these same actors playing different parts in different era. Right? So for example, Tom Hanks will be one character in the 1800s, and then in the next story he'll be a different character.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason they did that is to say that, like, you know, maybe he was reincarnated as that next character. Right?
Oh.
And then in the later one, he's reincarnated as the next character in the next one. Right?
I think I'm going to like this movie.
So that's pretty, that concept in itself is amazing.
Yeah.
You know? And also, you know, each story is also linked because, you know, maybe somebody in one of them wrote a journal, and then in the next story, someone reads the journal, and then he writes a song, and then in the third story, someone hears that song. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the stories are connected in that way also. And so the whole theme of it is, like, you're not, I guess, you know, the Baeduna quote we had from the scene of the day where she said, you know, our lives are not our own.
Our lives are not our own.
Right. She said, you know, we're all connected to each other, and, you know, what you do with your life, you're going to influence so many other people, basically. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Now, the controversial thing about this is there is one story which takes place in the year 2144 in a futuristic Seoul. It's called Neo Seoul, right? And, you know, the thing with that is that, you know, all the male actors that in this movie, they're either black or Caucasian, right?
Okay.
But if they're in a future Seoul, obviously you need them to play Koreans, right?
Okay.
So what they do is they put this makeup on them to make them look Asian. Like they'll put, you know, Asian hair wig on them, and then, like, I don't know, I guess kind of scotch tape their eyes back. I mean, that's not what they really did, but they put all these prosthetics on to make them look Asian. Right?
All right.
So basically,
only Jim Sturgis' character, or a lot?
No,
of
it was even Halle Berry. I think you know, also it had everybody. Basically, even one of the black actors actually played an Asian character in this.
Okay.
Through that. So the controversy is, you know, that's what is known in Hollywood as yellow face. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah.
Because, you know, like back in the early stereotypes of Asians back in the 1930s and 40s, you had movies like Fu Manchu and Charlie Chan, where you'd be basically a white actor playing out these Asian stereotypes.
Yeah.
Now, you know, that kind of image is hurtful. I mean, it's the same thing as, you know, white actors that would paint their faces black and be like, yeah, I'm black now, right? For the purposes of the movie. Number one, you should hire an Asian actor for roles like that, right? Because that's very important. And you know, Asian men, you can't lie. In Hollywood, they've not been getting, you know.
Well, I mean, I guess I have a
things.
different opinion on that with you, where I agree, where they should try to get more Asian actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like American Pie, they had John Cho play in a character who doesn't have to be Asian.
Right.
So I feel like if for an actor who is not Asian, a Caucasian actor or an African-American actor, to be able to try and to portray an Asian actor is still a huge mission for them that they just want to, you know, try out. I'm not saying that, you know, oh, they did a great job playing Asian characters, but I'm saying as a non-Asian character trying to play an Asian character, I think that's an obstacle that they need to, I guess, as an actor, face and try out.
Yeah, it is very difficult. And, you know, I'm kind of on the fence on this one because I see why they did it. The reason they did it is because they wanted to have that person, you know, this actor is reincarnated as this character. And you know, so they're not trying to be offensive. It's not like, if you remember, you know, the James Bond movie, You Only Live Twice, where, you know, Sean Connery as James Bond had, you know, quote unquote plastic surgery to make himself look Japanese. But the second half of the film, he just dyed his hair black and squinted for the rest of the film, you know? And then he talked with a funny accent. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Japanese. And it was really, really bad. And, you know, this one, they're trying to be respectful and they're just trying to use the same actors. But at the same time, you know, a lot of the Asian American activists in the United States were saying, you know, you could have hired 6 or 7 Asian actors to play these parts and just, you know, hinted that they were the same character. And that's the problem. I'm standing on the fence, but, you know, I see what they were trying to do, so I think I'll give them a pass.
Okie dokie. Well, there you guys have it. The Cloud Atlas crew.
Yes.
Eugene's giving you a pass. So right now we're going to listen to a song.
Yes.
And we're going to say goodbye to you.
All right.
Because today we had too much Eugene. We had Behind the Screen and we had Now Playing Wednesdays. So for the rest of the week, we won't have Eugene at all. Yay!
Oh, come on, man.
Just joking. I love you, Eugene. Eugene's like family.
I love you too, Brian.
Thank you very much. So right now, what are we going to listen to?
This is the song from Cloud Atlas. We played the Cloud Atlas sextet twice already.
Yes,
so here's Sunmi Meets Chang from the Cloud Atlas original soundtrack.
And I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week too.
Once again, that was Sunmi Meets Chang from the Cloud Atlas original soundtrack. And unfortunately, it's the end of the show, but stick around for 1013 Main Street with An Jung-hyun because it's right coming up next. And right now, I'm going to go into the next song that I'm going to play for you guys for the last song of the hour. And it's a request from Chanyoung and Ong Ni. And it's from the 1999 film Notting Hill, which stars Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant. If you guys see a connection today, we actually are talking about a lot of Julia Roberts-related films. And story's about a guy who runs a bookstore in Notting Hill, and how he falls in love with a Hollywood film actress. And it's safe to say that this film was made at the height of both of the actors' careers, although Hugh Grant's still going strong right now, but we haven't seen a lot of Julia Roberts these days. And also, I want to go over one text message that came in earlier from 5214 wrote, I did not know that you were the Brian. Ha ha ha. You sound different when you speak English. Anyways, I've been listening to your show for about 2 weeks. I missed your birthday party though, and I was working out near Hongdae. I'm enjoying the show on their way to work every morning. It's unfortunate that I can only get to hear or listen to the show the first half hour because I have to start my class at 10 a.m. I'm a musical teacher here for kids. Anyways, have a great day. XOXO, Sun Kim. Well, thank you, Sun Kim. Although this was requested by all these different listeners, I want to dedicate this to Sun Kim. And this is from the Notting Hill soundtrack. This is Ronan Keating singing When You Say Nothing at All. And this is Brian Ju signing off. Peace!